going on there? This is Chicago with Conservative Survival.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Friends here. Y'all,
because you have to understand that self-defense is a serious business. We do carry forces, advanced forces. Make the difference.
one of the tactics that would increase or decrease
In the two-way community.
All right, y'all introduce this.
Let's go. Kid, give him 100.
Johnny You already know what it is. I saw that, and I've done my share. I'm about to put yours up here too. Look at this one. My comment is,
I won.
hey, you'll be back. Hey.
But no, so Marquise Moreno, PC.
What's up, man? What's going on? Go on ahead and share the live. Share the live. Hope you guys are doing good. Yes, don't forget to like the stream if you are watching. What's going on? It's Instructor Mike. He's going to react to the Denver crowd shooting. I got to see that video. Go on ahead and send that video to me. What's up, Jessica? How are you? Yeah, what's going on? All right, so you see the slim down. If you see the slim down, that's because I'm wearing a tight shirt. I haven't been to gym number nothing. I guess you just look different when you wear certain things. Yeah, see me on Instagram. All right, so Marquise is supposed to be coming on, as is John. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and subscribe. Make sure that you are sharing it, share the live. And since I can't, y'all tell me what So I've been seeing, you said you can't see my screen? Kind of going in and out. Let me check. I don't think I did anything. I don't think I did anything to cause that to happen. It sounds like I have an internal mic. I don't. Audio was distorted. That's not good. Okay. You all gonna make me get the other mic. The audio is a little fuzzy. Well, that must have just started. Or is it because I got this fan blowing? But I've always had this fan blowing. Let me put in this other mic then. Yeah, that's another mic. Now I'm gonna put in this other mic. You said there we go. There it is. That's better. Perfect now. All right. No, Deep South was like, no, don't. Okay. What's going on, John?
What's going on?
All right, man. What's going on? That's much better. Okay. Don't change it. I get it. We waiting on Marquise to pop in. All right. So I'm gonna also drop the link too. I'm gonna drop the link for others to come up here on stage. Tonight is gonna be one of those shows where how do I say, John, is that crickets in the background?
Yep.
That is so country. I love it. Y'all listen to that. That is the sound of peace, not the sound of riots, not the sound of other stuff, and not the sound of Chicago's politics reigning supreme. You said, can someone in the chat tell me what's going on real quick? Well, we just started the show. Do me a favor, though. If you are liking, shit, sorry about that. If you are liking the content, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Yes, I tend to go to my channel. Yes, I tend to want to see how many likes we got. We got 60 people watching. The core people who really want to be here, you all are the ones who are here. I appreciate it. I see 66 people liking, 79 people, 78. Well, we only got, 24 likes? If you all could do me a huge favor, please like the I didn't say like the content. Just hit that like button, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm. It helps you going on. So tonight we are going to react to Masaad Ayoob's "Don't Talk to the Police." Right? Have you seen that video, John?
Actually, I have not.
This is gonna be something. A react to Masaad Ayoob's. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. And because this channel is not necessarily monetized, in fact, it's not. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the Cash App to my books, right? And the reason I'm going to drop the Cash App to my books is people have asked me, well, how can we support the channel? And for every $5 you give, I'm giving away a children's book. I'm giving away a children's book. I'm a children's book author. You don't have to, not at all. But if you choose to, I'm giving away a children's book. And I got my paper and pen right here. So I'm counting up how many comes through and stuff like that, so I can give away these children's books. I'm really
How much is it per book?
$5 per book. Just
All right.
$5 per book. You know, I don't make my stuff expensive. The Cash App is what I tell myself first. So if you would like to support this channel, you know, and the content that you see here, I'm gonna make sure I put it in the ticker. That's why I'm editing it right now. What I tell myself first is the Cash App. I can do other stuff later, but I'm just trying to do it spontaneously. Go ahead and do your introduction, John. It's been a minute.
All right.
Choose. You don't have
John,
to.
yeah. John from Guardian Concepts. We're located in Bourbonnais, which is just a little bit south of Chicago. We do the concealed carry class. We also do other trainings and seminars. We do an advanced training course. Actually, 3 levels of advanced training in regards to firearms training. We do medical training, stop the bleed courses, TECC certification courses, which stands for Tactical Emergency Casualty Care. Yes, you can see my face somewhat as I am out and about. Our next TECC course is Saturday, September 10th. Our next concealed carry course is October 1st and 2nd. And then I have a use of force and self-defense seminar with criminal defense attorney Dave McDermott.
Awesome guy.
On Tuesday night, September 27th from 7 to 9 p.m. So if you really want to get a chance to poke on out and talk to a criminal defense attorney, then ask them your questions, your Q&As, and all that good stuff, then that's the seminar you want to come see. We also do combatives classes for concealed carry holders, which Mike and Marquise have attended at one point and had a blast. And yeah, that's essentially what we do down here in Bourbonnais.
And you said that class was September what?
27th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
September 27th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Got it. Oh, no. That was Dave McDermott's thing. I'm talking about
TECC?
I'll come down there for that, for sure. Yeah, the TECC, yeah.
That is September 10th.
September 10th. 10 September. All right, I'll get up with you offline for that class because I definitely want to. So get up with that class. Now, you said, what's the child's book about? It's not just one child's book. It's multiple children's books. You can go to MikeBrownsBooks.com. Link is in the description, stuff like that. My children's books are, I'm not just a firearms instructor. I'm also an anger management specialist, nonviolent crisis intervention instructor, abuse child advocate, stuff like that. And, you know, these books are based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I use these books to have great conversations with parents and children so that they could bond over things that help spark the discussion around a lot of different life lessons. You know, real world affirmations like I like me, not everyone will like me. That's okay. I like me. You know, failure is a part of success. If I learned from the failure, what did I learn? Let's just say these books are the type of books that I wish I had as a kid. And a lot of people wish they had too. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the author. You're more than welcome to go to MikeBrownsBooks.com. They're also on Amazon. But that's to answer your question regarding that. So, Marquise, Marquise in the back. How long was you in the background?
Not too long.
Oh, okay. You said, John, you're on the force. Yeah, we're all former POs. Marquise, you said you're a communist, except Marquise. Yeah, Marquise is definitely we've all trained cops, so for sure. That's it. All right, Marquise. There's a lot of people. The page has grown. We're at 504,000 people. So there's people.
Wow.
There's people who don't probably know who you are. So you never got to do your introduction again.
Oh, okay. Man, what you told me to do? I just got off a shift of security.
Yeah.
Good evening. Right. Like I get my wits about me. You should talk.
I'll say Mike likes putting people on blast.
Wait, that's not true. Wait.
I should have had coffee before this.
He was doing some stuff. Now he's throwing you to the wolves just because he's doing some stuff.
God damn it! Look,
right. For just 10 cents a day, you can let us know in advance when we got to worry about this. But no. So Marquise Miranda, P6 Firearms Training and Education. We teach the concealed carry courses. We teach advanced courses. We teach covert carry courses, which is the fancy word for government speak of concealed carry, drawn from the holster from concealment, as well as use of SBRs, PDWs from concealment. We actually have a course coming up September 11th out in ISRA, Illinois State Rifle Association range. We'll be down there from 0930 until that course is 300 rounds, $150. We're helping people save money because of gas prices. So if you get a chance, come on out. We'll probably plug that later on.
Yes, please.
Jessica put a comment in saying that she's seen me before and she believes I went viral a while back. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It depends. Do you have any itches down below?
No.
Then you should be good.
Not currently.
Cool. Then viral's okay. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
If you need certain creams and ointments, that's when viral's bad.
Hey, listen. Not that kind of viral.
Here we go.
Not that kind of viral.
I told you. I hate to say it. I don't know which Marquise y'all gonna get tonight. I do apologize. I am tired, so I'm gonna try my best. I didn't have my magical coffee this morning. My keto coffee.
Yeah.
I was rushing out the door.
Yes, William. I was at SHOT Show in January.
Yeah. Yeah, see, John was at SHOT Show. Yeah, he was. That was him.
I'm going again this year. Well, next year.
I got invited to SHOT Show. I need to.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who invited you?
Hold on, here we go. It's a difference between getting invited and getting said, hey, you should come. Yeah, so whatever. But I'm going.
Was it NSSF or individual?
I'm going, yeah. I gotta figure out when is it.
It is the 17th through the 21st of January.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was, because that's when you went. You got all the cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm heading out on Sunday and coming back Saturday.
Yeah, I need to get the SIG 3. JFB said, where's the traditional oil tanker? I got a small one.
Mine's in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Marquise, I need an invite for range day.
What's range day? Oh yes, I got you. Yeah, I'll get my invite and I'll bring you. And
obviously Mike's gonna need one too if he's gonna head out there before Monday.
Oh bloody hell, mate! All right, let me get in contact.
We need
let me get in contact with Daniel Defense. Huh?
We need the full hookup.
Yeah, I'll get in contact with Daniel Defense and see if I can get some more invitations.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm gonna ask you all. Do you want to react to Masaad Ayoob's "Don't Talk to the Police"? Now, here we go. Masaad Ayoob, for those of you all who don't know, outstanding. And who are we to give any introduction as to who he is? He's probably been teaching people before at least I was born. I'm only 40. I know these guys are older than me, maybe by a few. I don't know what, but he's definitely, when I was Not even born, he was still teaching, still to the police. But I ran across his video, and there are some things that are worthy of discussion. John has been known to say, as well as Marquise, when you're talking about contextual things, there are no absolutes. And I might be misstating it, but is that the general idea?
There are no absolutes, and there are no absolutes in contextually based questions or ideas.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there is no SOP for fighting violence.
Absolutely.
If there was, then you'd see it plastered all over the news.
Yeah,
absolutely. What were you saying, Marquise?
No such thing as common sense. So that's why it can't be there's no panacea or no silver bullet for everything. It's not possible. Contextually, you're talking about a person who might defend himself in a life or death situation, or a person who might watch their loved one get killed and retaliate in the process of what just happened.
Right.
That mindset is something totally different when something's happening to you versus watching someone else you love get hurt or almost die. Again, it's context is 100% of all things when it comes to content. You can't, that rabbit hole is too deep to even get started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't mind. I don't know if that's a statement. I didn't mind his video, but you can tell his experience because of his word usage. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. When you're talking to people who understand what you're talking about versus your everyday citizen, I don't like the whole establish the active dynamic. Right. I hate that term already because you say the words establish the active dynamic and then describe what the active dynamic is. So if I'm describing what the term active dynamic is, why not just use the term? Number one, establish what happened. Hence the statement, active dynamic. Dude, don't, and this is where I kind of get stuck with certain things. Yes, he's an amazing guy and I give him maximum credit, but use a language that we all use. If I give this video to the average person who hasn't even taken a concealed carry course, establish the active dynamic, tell everyone what happened. Okay, then just say, tell them what happened.
Right.
Now, do I agree with that statement? No, I don't. Because we've talked about this so many times. People will get diarrhea of the mouth to avoid jail time.
We're going to go on ahead and go through the video.
Are we going to watch it too?
Oh, yeah. That's what I was talking about, reacting to it.
Oh, crap. I thought you sent it to me for me to watch so we can review it.
Oh, no. Okay. Because the thing is, I want to get the comments from those who are watching too. I think it's better to, because I'm a start and stop between certain things and then get to react. And again, Masaad, I'm going to go ahead and say, I met him at ILETA. I know you did, Marquise. I know you probably met him, John. I don't know. Yeah, we all have met him. And
I admire him.
Huh?
And admire him.
Yeah, his classes are amazing. Yeah. But I got a problem with this video. And here we go. Let's
just go with any other. Any instructor out there. There's obviously pros and cons.
Hey, Jacob, what's going on, man?
Nobody is perfect.
Hey, Jacob, what's up, buddy? I know you're busy, so I don't know if you want to come up. If you want to come up, we'll send you the link. If not, I know you're extremely busy. Jacob Knoll, Viper Defense. His information is along the ticker. He's always been with us in the show, and let's go. All right, so wait. Celebrating tonight, New Yorker here, and just got my concealed carry in the mail today. No more sportsman's residence BS. Cheers. Shouts out to Logic. I'm going to get the soundboard.
Actually, what I'm going to need is to know where he can carry in New York. Because after they y'all to the point where you can carry on and off your porch.
Oh, my God. And I thought that Illinois was worse. New York is.
Well, New York got bad because after that Supreme Court ruling.
Yeah.
Let me phrase that. No, New York is going to be worse because of that Supreme Court ruling.
All right, without further delay, let's go on ahead and run into it. Here we go.
Ring the notification bell. That way you'll be among the first to know when any new knowledge bombs drop on this particular channel. A little while back, we did a commentary on why it's such terrible advice to tell people to leave the scene after they've had to draw their gun and perhaps even use it in self-defense.
Pause it right there.
We explained that it's essential.
Go ahead.
Who in the hell would teach you to leave the scene after shooting somebody?
Here we go. Let me tell you why. I was going to wait for him to finish. Again, back to John's statement he is famous on this channel for saying. Context.
Well, we already know that the 3 reasons you'll leave a shooting scene is arrested, hospital, or is too violent to stay there. Is there another reason?
Okay. Arrested, hospital, or too violent to stay there.
Or the area is too violent to stay there.
Yeah, okay.
Is there another reason?
No, you're right. That's where I'm going to go with it. Yes, you're correct. I was going to let's see where he's going with this, and then we could comment. Because, let's see where he's going with this.
So to establish you were the victim and the guy laying on the ground in the puddle of blood was actually the perpetrator. We mentioned that we'd touch later on a 5-point checklist of things that needed to be established at the scene. So let's look at that now. First, you want to be the one who calls in. I would urge you anytime you're carrying a gun to have your cell phone with you. It's emergency communication for you, like a police officer's portable radio. When you call in, explain there has been a shooting, someone has been injured, if that is the case. Describe yourself as the intended victim. So when they get there at first sight, they know who's the good guy who called in. All
right. I got to stop it right there. Here we go. You want to describe there as a shooting. You want to say that there's someone injured, and you want to describe yourself so that way they know who's the good guy. Just because you describe yourself doesn't mean the police are going to automatically know. When we arrive on scene, and I'm telling you as a cop who's responded, same thing with John, we don't trust nothing until we verify that you are who you say you are. And it is extremely easy for a suspect to play victim. It is very easy for a suspect to call 911 and act like the victim. So that's horrible.
Pertinent? That's not pertinent?
Yeah. And it's just like, that's it. That's all really.
I'm trying to figure out why I want to say that much to a 911 operator in the first place. Those are recorded calls.
Absolutely. I mean, I had actually, it was 2 months ago, I had a dispatcher come through our class. He legit, and that was actually really cool. Obviously, having a dispatcher to kind of piggyback on some of the things I go over in our class. He literally said, you know what I mean? The amount of people, they have literally convicted themselves just on the 911 call.
Yes.
He's like literally convicted themselves just on the 911 call. If the police didn't gather any other evidence and had just a 911 phone call, they literally convicted themselves.
Yes.
Hell, look at COPA. When you look at COPA, that's a Chicago, whatever, blah blah blah.
Civilian Office of Police Accountability.
That one too. So I told you I'm trying my best right now.
Yeah.
But
go ahead. Sorry.
When you look at that website, what's one of the first things you see that you can go back and look at? The 911 call.
Yep.
It's the body cam footage and the 911 call. There is a reason why that 911 call is up there, because guess what? Most of that stuff is to exonerate the police, to let you know this is the reason why we showed up in the scene in the first place. This is the call that brought us here. So now I'm begging and pleading with the 911 operator to understand that I'm the victim.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't say that.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. We're already 1 minute in. Here we go.
So-called complainant. Now, you're going to be asked questions. I submit a 5-point checklist to my students, and here's why. I grew up being taught if you're ever involved in one of these things as a private citizen, never talk to the police. When I started carrying a gun at an unusually early age, I spoke with lawyers and even a judge who said, never talk to the police, let your lawyer take care of that. And we all still hear that advice today. My first book on this topic, The Book in the Gravest Extreme in 1980, based on that advice that was virtually unanimous from judges and lawyers, I recommended, don't answer questions. Over the years, becoming an expert witness in these matters in the year 1979, and doing a great many cases since, I've had to change my mind on that. And it was the circumstances and collective case experience that changed my mind. Again and again, I saw the person who wouldn't talk to the police seen automatically as the perpetrator. And you've got to understand why that happens. So their training and their experience has taught them, in a private citizen as opposed to officer-involved shooting, when they get to a scene and one guy's laying horizontal, hemorrhaging, and the other guy's standing there with a smoking gun, the guy on the ground generally turned out to be the victim, and the guy with the smoking gun generally turned out to be the perpetrator. First impressions mean things. The cops are not issued a crystal ball at the police academy that tells them who is the good guy, who is the bad guy. So over the years, I've learned to establish the critical things there at the scene. So let's go over that 5-point checklist. We want to establish the active dynamic of what has happened here.
It's your word,
We
Marquise.
want to make it clear to the police that you are the intended victim, not the perpetrator. We want to point out evidence before it's moved or disappears entirely. We want to do the same, pointing out witnesses who may not want to get involved, but whose testimony might be critical to proving that you did in fact act in self-defense. Finally, it's at that point that I would respectfully decline to answer any questions until I had spoken with counsel. Now, let's go over those 5 points. First, establish.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's starting to go into it.
Yeah, we're going into it. Hold on. That's why I'm
Go
just
ahead.
taking notes. Here we go.
Never mind. Go ahead.
The active dynamic. What's going to be overwhelming in your consciousness, and of course in that of everyone who saw it or responds, is going to be that you shot this person. But that's not the active dynamic. The active dynamic is what he did that forced you to shoot him. This man attacked me. This man attacked my wife. This man came at me with a knife. Whatever it was, lay it out at the beginning, early on. Second,
No. Fucking no. Fuck, no. Don't you fucking do this shit. Don't you do this shit. And this, Masaad, if you ever watch this, I love you, brother, but don't you fucking do this shit. And here's the reason why. One, among other things, you're going to get that, oh my God, that stress cocktail. You're going to get so many things going on through your body. And see, that's part of the problem. I've said this. I know Marquise has said it. I know John has said it. I know Jacob has said it, right? Us who have been in situations and are experienced, one of the things that instructors like or greater than us do, right? And I'm not going to say me. I'm not going to say Marquise. I'm not going to say John, because I know we are different, right? But I've seen other people who teach where they've been, not where the average citizen is. The average citizen doesn't respond to stressful situations like that and have the information and the know-how to know what to strategically say to protect yourself. You're going to be under so much stress.
You just said the words, strategically say.
Yes.
Here's the thing. If you have to strategically say something, that right there tells you to take that tall glass and take a sip of shut the hell up. If I have to strategically say something, I already know something wrong. That's almost like lying by omission, because there's something you're specifically trying to say without saying it.
Now
and that's literally a way of being called a liar. Like
now
if you're trying to think of your words,
I'm sorry.
that's why I told you, like for me, one of my biggest problems is trying to restructure a phrase. Like, and I tell my people, or people who know me, I have this thing in my head, or this saying I say, which is "Cómo se dice," which is how do you say?
How do you say in Espanol? Yeah.
In Espanol, yeah. So in my mind, if I'm trying to "Cómo se dice" something without trying to either A, hurt your feelings, or B, make it sound wrong, I'm already losing the translation of what I'm trying to say. So now, as I have this phone call, because guess what? After this threat has happened and you did what you had to do, the first thing you should be doing is calling the cops. But if you do what he says, you have to stop and be like, okay, what am I about to say? What am I about to say before I call the cops? Okay, this is what happened. This is how. No, I don't want to say that, because if I say that, then I might get in trouble. Hold on. Then I listened to Mike's show, and Mike said I got to strategically say it a specific way, not to get in. Yeah, but if now 30 minutes has gone by, and you still ain't called the cops. So,
but this is what I mean when I say strategically saying. I do want to address one comment. Long Beach, he's been doing this longer than y'all been alive. What the fuck does that mean? The minute that you think a person is above being criticized for something that they may have said that is absolutely wrong, you're no longer capable of even
being corrected.
Being corrected. You're no longer capable of being an instructor. And that's just my opinion, because you want to tell me about the tree that's been there for 100 years as though that means something, even though they've only been producing fruit for 25. Don't tell me about the 100. Tell me about the 25.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? My thing is this: I can still give respect and homage to this man for his plentiful work that he has done to the industry, and say that this is not smart advice, right? This is not smart advice, because one, there's a great percentage of people who don't even practice with their firearm under stress. All of a sudden, after you've luckily or strategically or tactfully survived or tactically survived this encounter, now you're going to also sit there and establish the active dynamic and tell this person what happened. First of all, if you sit there and tell me this man attacked my wife, the logical follow-up question as a freaking cop is going to be, well, tell me what happened. And that's going to be where you're going to, oh my God, you don't even know. Because now I'm building a rapport with you. I'm building a rapport with you, and you think you're the victim, and you may be, and you're going to vomit because you think I'm your friend. That's what society has told you. Officer friendly. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to do this. I'm here to do that. But if you think like a suspect, and you understand how to activate your legal be quiet. Officer, I was the victim of a crime. He wasn't wrong when he said that. I need medical attention. I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. I want my lawyer. Those 4 things, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. And that's, like I said, that's insane, because my thing is to believe that a person has reached the pinnacle of intelligence is just sad. I'm sorry. Any instructor knows that a master in their craft knows that they are still learning. When you become a master in something, that's the beginning of your journey. Hell, even black belts will tell you that in martial arts. Getting a black belt isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning. So to believe that a person who's been in the industry for centuries can't be taught something new goes back to that old stupid saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Really?
I mean, that really? I'll say that also goes hand in hand with obviously a standard operating procedure for fighting violence. If somebody becomes a full-on master, that means that they should be able to write the book and combat violence.
Right.
On all levels with these specific practices.
All right.
Yeah. And like I said, I have the title master instructor. I literally have a certificate that says I'm a master instructor. Anyone who's been around me know damn well I will go to anybody's class. I will read anybody's book. I travel to learn, because master means nothing to me more than saying I've done everything fundamentally sound that says I'm really good at the fundamentals. That's all master means.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm telling y'all, man, don't let a title dictate that a person can't be corrected. I don't think I've been corrected on this show, but yeah, I've been corrected.
I mean,
we all kind of have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
What you said, Marquise, piggybacks off the SF world. None of them will sit there and say that they're subject matter experts.
Nope.
Hell yeah.
They've gotten really freaking good at doing the fundamentals.
Yep.
That's it, plain and simple.
All right, let's continue with the video.
I would make a statement to the effect that I would be cooperating with the investigation in the future. I would offer to sign a complaint or to make a statement, though I would not sign anything or give a full statement right there. That would be later after speaking with counsel. Indicate that you would testify against the individual. Let's go back to the beginning. We've established this man attacked me. When you say, I will sign the complaint or I will testify against him, it's the language of the crime victim, and it's not something that the cop normally hears from a perpetrator or a suspect. It confirms that you were the intended target of a criminal, and that's why this guy's lying here on the ground.
Now, he said it's not something that a cop normally hears from a perpetrator. I don't know how many places he's been, because I've had suspects play like victims too. So that's not necessarily true. Here go these.
Suspects will feign compliance in order to get the upper hand, whether it's in the moment or if you can't talk, you know what I mean? Obviously, to get the police on their side.
Come on now.
Hell, our kids do it. Our kids will not always give a full side of a story in hoping that we side with them right off the bat.
Yep. Omission.
Yep.
Omission of specific parts. There was an individual who I dealt with recently during this week who talked about a person who you getting
I know, I saw it. Dudes are back.
There was a person who stole something, and in their statement they were like, well, I didn't know I was stealing it. The person attempted to pay for it. Their card was declined. They walked out the store, and 10 days later decided to come back and pay for it, but they didn't know they were stealing. Again, words matter.
Yes.
And their actions and intentions aren't always good. Action and intention aren't always good. But real quick, that part where you talked about my wife was attacked and you said they're going to ask questions and make you feel warm and fuzzy. Here's the other question. Why was your wife attacked? How you know this wasn't an estranged lover? Again, we got this details that my wife was attacked. You cheerleading for your wife, and God forbid in the investigation you find out that Jody, we all know who Jody is. For those of you who played in the military, Jody been over there delivering the milk. You know what I'm saying? He been dropping off the Oberweiss.
Oh, Sarita, what's going on? We're reacting to Don't Talk to the Police, Masaad Ayoob's video. All right, go ahead.
Oh, no, that was it. Because like I said, everybody wants to open their mouth, but I'm like, yeah, your investigation is going to show something that you're not ready for. So my thing is, shut your ass up until you get a lawyer. That's what we at right now for me. Sorry.
Essentially, and I know we've all talked about it, and I continuously talk about it, obviously, in all my classes, when I get to the aftermath part. When we call 911, okay, what do we say? Name, location, identity, i.e. what I'm wearing, what the incident was, there's been a shooting, send the police and 2 ambulances. Click.
Yep. And here's this. Here's honestly what I recommend too. Just keep the shit simple. It's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard, and it's not unreasonable to say, learn the forcible felonies. Treason, murder, predatory criminal sexual assault. You can call it the R word. We can't say it because it's YouTube, right? Here we go. Right? Attempted murder, attempted robbery, attempted carjacking, attempted armed robbery, attempted arson. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I say give it titles, I see what you're saying, Rob, but it's not that simple. Because it's easy to say it, Rob. Rob is a professional, so are we. Having been in stressful situations, and I call 911 frequently for different situations that happen. I've been to police. I'm not about to sit there and give a, hey, Chicago, we need you to respond to a such and such. We need you to respond to an accident with injuries. I'm not about to sit here and say, I need you to respond because this motherfucker sat there and just hit this guy and didn't. Wait a minute. No. We ain't got time. I'm just going to keep it simple. I need you to respond. Shots fired. Subject down. Male black coat, tan pants, black shoes. Keep it simple. Just basic shit, right? But you got to practice that. You got to practice that.
And that's what I was going to say is because a lot of people tell you need to go to the range. You need to practice going to the range. You need to learn self-defense. You need to learn martial arts. You need to learn de-escalation. How about practice your phone speech?
Yes.
What the hell is your phone speech? Not to be funny, as entrepreneurs, we are firm believers in the elevator speech.
Yes.
What is your elevator speech when you call the damn cops? And are you practicing on a daily basis? When you're practicing your drill, okay, I'm going to step to the right, draw. I'm going to fire a couple of shots. Boom, 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 boom. All right, cool. Scene is clear. I'm a holster. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice what I'm going to say to the cops after I've done all that.
Yep. And some people say, why would you practice? What you don't understand is state's attorneys prep their witnesses. It's called witness prep. Did you smack some shit, Marquise? You went black. I mean, you're already black. Did you?
It's basically trying to gain unconscious competence.
Yes.
The ability to say what you need to say without realizing what you're saying and making sure it's the correct thing that you're saying.
Yes.
It takes practice.
Yep.
The other aspect of it, though, and this is obviously going to the myelination aspect, is in order to gain full myelination or the unconscious competence, you have to fail. Now, there's the question. How the hell do I fail in regards to talking to the police? You know what I mean? And the only creative way I can give you is continuous repetition. Continuous repetition. Just like I tell my students, every morning I draw from my holster for 20 minutes. And they're all looking at me. I was like, I've been doing this for the last 7 years. And they're like, how come? I said, well, do y'all wear the same damn clothes every day? You wear the same underwear, the same pants?
Right.
Your draw changes every single day based off of your clothing. If I can't draw from my holster in that 20 minutes, I got to change my clothing. So it goes back to, again, forming that unconscious competence.
Yep, absolutely. And it's not hard. You know, first thing you're going to do is give location, your name, situation, subject location. He's either here, gone, up, down. Seriously. Subject fled the scene on foot. Subject is down on the ground, right? It's not hard to do. Help needed. Two paramedics and the police, right? Male black shirt, white writing, AR-15 on the front, black pants, black shoes.
And then get off the phone.
And that's it.
Literally,
you said officers practice public speaking. Yes, we practice
no.
Yes and no. For press conferences, there's a public information officer. For courtroom testimony, there is a course in the academy, and then you get better at courtroom testimony the more you go to court. Now, if your instructors like Marquise, John, and myself, right, and you teach, and you're not curriculum regurgitators, we got to go there, right? But you're actual trainers. Well, we know how to put on an elevator speech and how to speak to the public because that's what we do, right? Mm-hmm. I've also been internal affairs. So I understand the Garrity ruling, right? I understand, certain things like what he was talking about. what was one of the things that he said? I haven't gotten to it yet, but he was talking about don't talk to the police. You could be seen as the perpetrator by the police. I don't really care what the fuck I'm seen as by the police because I know the process. I know that from the police, it has to go to, don't get offended, you know, you officers who aren't living in your feelings, but it's got to go to somebody with higher education than most cops, somebody who went to college and got a bachelor's degree, because you got a percentage of cops who say college is stupid and don't teach you shit, right? So it's got to go to somebody who's got a bachelor's degree and somebody who's been to 1L, 2L, 3L, passed the bar no matter how many times, and they actually are, you know, licensed attorneys and they're state's attorneys. So it's got to go through this kind of, you know, it's got to go through this kind of process. It's got to go through felony review, right? So I know it's got to go through somebody, and then it's got to go before a detached and neutral magistrate, a judge who has, depending upon where you are, plenty of years practicing law. So I know it's got to go someplace else. I don't care what the cop sees me as. I understand what their job is when they are there and what they are there to do, right? Last thing before we let this, you know, final comments, and then we can let this continue to play. Ohio versus Rayner, 532 U.S. 17, 2001. I urge you all to look that up. Ohio versus Rayner, 532 U.S. 17, 2001. It's a United States Supreme Court case, right? In that case, the court cited in Grunwald v. Connecticut that the purpose of the Fifth Amendment is to not only be something that suspects can use, but it's also stuff that protects an innocent person from making statements that could give the government evidence against you out of your own mouth. So I don't care if the cops see me being silent outside of the four things that I've invoked as an indication of guilt. I don't care what they see. I have the responsibility to protect my rights. I do. That's not their job. And I hate to say it, but this video is kind of suggestive where, oh, the police has a responsibility to protect your right. No, that's not their job.
Nope.
That's not their job. You say what again?
Their entire job is to control the law and prevent chaos.
Absolutely.
That is it.
And to collect evidence for submission.
Yep. And that's part of obviously enforcing the law. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it's not illegal for the person to kill me. It's illegal for them to commit murder. If I happen to be the victim, you know what I mean, then I'm the victim. Murder is the problem.
And then the problem is here's this. Let's just say you did say something to the police officer, and the police officer got and you had said something to the officer, and it was exculpatory evidence, which is evidence that is used to exonerate you or, you know, not adjudicate you, but exonerate you, you know, free you from guilt, right? If the officer tried to testify in your defense, the state's attorney, under the federal rules of evidence 802 D2A, it's hearsay. So they can't even say anything without the state's attorney or the assistant United States attorney objecting to that statement if it's counterproductive to their case. So you don't really have a benefit of providing a story to the police without counsel. So why would I establish the active dynamic by telling what this guy did that's going to invoke more questioning? Let's let this video continue, and then, you know, here we go.
Third, point out those elements of evidence. Spent shell casings are a classic example. I've seen spent casings blowing up an icy sidewalk in the wind when they're not noticed until they're at point B instead of point A. It creates the false illusions that your shots were fired from here instead of from here, as you later said, and it makes you look like a liar. Spent casings and other items of evidence, the opponent's dropped knife, for example, or a dropped wallet. tend to get kicked around and moved at shooting scenes. The emergency medical service is just like the police service in that the prime directive is saving human life. Preserving evidence is further down on the list. When those things are moved or disappear, we see spent casings, for example, the 9mm to 45 size brass is about the right size to get caught in the treads of the emergency boots that most police officers and paramedics wear. And they're going to be rushing through that scene, literally trampling the evidence. Dropped weapons, if left unnoticed and not seized and not guarded, can be picked up, particularly on a city street. Someone finds a gun lying there on the street while the cops are questioning you and walks away with it. Well, the dropped gun was the one he had been pointing at you, and your strongest evidence that you were in deadly danger just disappeared. The witnesses, 1960.
I'll say pause it, please, because so many police officers just allow people to walk through a murder scene or a shooting scene. Not a murder scene, but correct my terminology.
Sure.
So many people just love walking right through the middle, because that happens all the time. Not. Officers are trained to secure the scene, especially, upon obviously showing up. Obviously, if you're the one that's standing and the other person is not, you're going to get put in handcuffs. You're going to get put in the back of the car. Now they're going to start processing the scene. Tape's going to go up. They're going to start securing the scene. When gunshots ring out, there are some people that obviously will hang around and watch and everything else. But initially, majority of people are running. Bye, I'm out. I don't know who's shooting at who. I'm not going to stick around. I don't want to get hit.
Right.
I'll come back for the aftermath because I'm nosy and I want to see what's happening. You know what I mean? I want to get it on World Star. I mean, legit, like the shooting that was up in Midlothian a few months ago. Dude, literally, I didn't know it, but the person who shot the other person at the bar in Midlothian.
Yeah.
Went live. I can't remember if it was on Instagram or Snapchat or something along those lines. Went live with the dude laid out on the ground, and he was standing there. His girl was standing in front of him. She had blood splatter on her face. He's talking about how he shot his ass and he fucking deserved it. You know what I mean? And all this type of shit. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Wow.
You are a complete and total idiot.
Wow.
Like, seriously, complete and total idiot. But again, he's talking about pointing out evidence. Wow. So if it starts to blow away, are you going to pick it up and move it back?
Well, here's this,
or
too.
Are you going to tell them and they're going to just assume that you're right?
Well, here's this, too. Yes. I agree with this, William. Hell, you have to have video of placement and movement and reason. This is what I honestly do suggest. I suggest, and I don't have my other phone with me, but I don't suggest pointing out evidence.
Nope.
Because that stuff is going to move. What I do suggest, context depending upon the scenario, the scene, if you can, record. I suggest recording. See, here's the reason why I suggest recording, and don't make it obvious, right? If you are recording, then you combine 3 and 4 in the same action. And don't make it obvious, right? Some people ask me, well, why do you have so many phones? Well, one is personal, one is business, had 2 different lines, right? And then the other one, because obviously I have a social media platform, right? It's just a basic iPhone 13 that is not activated as a phone, that is essentially an expensive pad, whatever.
Damn,
right?
Bougie.
You said what?
You bougie.
What do you think a camera is going to cost? About around the same price.
I'm just getting it.
Yeah, an expensive camera costs about around the same price. I thought about it before I did it. because I could be in Wi-Fi, upload stuff, whatever the case may be. I don't have to worry about calls interrupting. The quality of the camera is very, very nice. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm able to record and then preserve it. Right? Now, does it make that phone subject to subpoena? Sure, of course. I don't care. Whatever. Right? But I'm able to authenticate, and I'm telling you from firsthand, recordings have saved my ass on multiple occasions. So I don't have time to trample through the crime scene and sit here and point out this and point out this, because guess what you're doing when you point out evidence? You're telling the story. You're telling the story, because then the question is going to be, well, how did this get there? How did this get here? How did that get here? Now you're starting to have to explain.
You don't have to explain.
No. I'm just saying, I know you don't have to, but I'm talking about what has happened.
So I disagree with that only because I will say there's a bad guy, there's some evidence, there's some witnesses.
Sure.
I would stick with that only because I will still preach that if the questions continue, it has to be taken to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind saying there's the bad guy, there's some witnesses, there's some evidence. I'm not saying specifically that's casing number 1 and that is casing number 3, but the wind caught it right at the perfect angle. Man, that's a detective's job. I don't give a damn if it's a tornado happening right at my feet. I don't care. That's your job to figure out where all this stuff is or what it's associated with. But I don't mind saying there's some evidence. But no, I'm not going to go into great details. And I know, again, be taught to know when to shut the hell up.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and put us back in here so I can put Rob's comment across here. Rob said, the average person involved in a shooting doesn't know what to look for, no matter how rehearsed they think they are. I don't know if I agree with it in part, and I disagree in part.
What's your definition of an average person?
Yeah. And with shows like The First 48, Crime 360, I don't even want to say Law and Order, but
Law and Order goes up there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say what? Law and Order, CSI.
Yeah.
No. And I say CSI not because of the lab shit.
Yeah.
Not because of the lab shit, but because of how the scene is approached.
Yeah.
How the scene is what's the word they use? Oh my God.
How it's processed.
Thank you. How the scene is processed. Yeah, that shit makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know, not the sexy, smooth music and you know the lab and it looks like a Hollywood theater. Man, please. You got the most miserable MFers inside of a basement.
Marquise, I think you have a point.
Yeah. There's Mike again.
Right.
There's Mike again.
I'm just saying, you know, that's why I said I agree in part and I disagree in part, because having talked to, and I know Rob, you said non-professionally trained people, most people are going to be in panic and in emotions. I don't know.
And that's what I'm kind of understand. And again, Rob, I'm not trying to snide your comment. It's just that when I see words like non-professionally trained people, wouldn't I blame the instructor who taught you how to use a gun in a defensive manner that didn't discuss this with you, like in a concealed carry class?
I'll take it even one step further, though. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's referencing non-professionally people, but even professionally trained people.
Fuck up.
Until you press the trigger, all of your training means jack shit.
And they don't even know what to look for.
Again, until you press the trigger and see someone's life leave their body, you have no idea what effects that's going to have on you physically, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually if you believe in something as a higher power. You have no idea what effects that's going to have on you, whether you're professionally trained or not professionally trained. You have no clue. Again, how many of us being in the military have watched the most cock diesel swole person overseas that you think should be Rambo, and the second a bullet whizzes past their head, they're in the corner sucking their thumb?
Uvalde?
Well, Rob said
another one, Uvalde.
Rob said, how many of your students, and you honestly say, pay attention to everything you are telling them? Well, here's this, Rob. I don't know if that's a good analogy, because it's a total difference between being in a class where you only want to get a certificate, and then being in a situation where you had more invested in that situation and even under stress. Yes, we tell people that they're not. Nudes are back. Nudes are back. All right.
Let's go.
I got them.
It's an adult dating site, though. I'm just saying, though.
Here we go. The best adult dating site. For more information, visit us at tigobits.com. I'm just playing. All right. So
/ come get it.
I mean, I'll chime in. I can tell you from my students, and mind you, I obviously ask my students to take notes and things like that. There is a test and blah, 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 blah. When it comes to the first day and we're going through like the basic pistol stuff, you know what I mean? I see less note taking in regards to the 3 most common handgun action types than I do on day 2 when I'm going over Illinois law and then the aftermath. Literally, for me, you know what I mean? I see people, you know what I mean, writing down stuff left and right. You know what I mean? What to say, where can they carry, where can they not carry, those types of things. So what do I do when I call 911? What do I do when the police arrive on scene? For me as an instructor, I see my students' notes when we're done, and their notes are filled in regards to that area, because everyone and their mother, and again, this isn't. Again, I say everyone and their mother, but it isn't everyone and their mother. But there is a vast amount of people that can give a rat's ass about the 3 most common action types. They want to know when they're justified or not justified. That's it, plain and simple.
Yeah.
When can I shoot and when can I not shoot?
That's it.
That's the basics of it right then and there.
Right. And that's what I was saying about the whole, what was your definition of the average person? Because in my mind, it depends on that person's hunger, on wanting to know what's going on, why are they doing this, what should they do, versus the person who got the blick of the week and keeps changing guns every day to go with their outfits.
And I'm going to tell you this. So I've had previous students of mine be involved in shootings in Chicago. You'll never know their names because those shootings have been justified, right? But I get the call. They call me. And I treat them like CIs. I don't say shit. But people talk about hood folks. But what you don't understand is, you know who know how to shut the fuck up?
Hood folks.
Hood folks. Like, wait,
you
I'm not talking
get
about gangster rappers.
You gotta remember, dude. What do you think? Who invented stop snitching?
The hood.
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches.
So here you go. Snitches get stitches, and you want me to point out the witness? Come on, man. Come on, bruh.
Yeah, I'm like, dude.
But I agree with Rob's just previous statement that you had up. And I mean, this is where I obviously, when I start our class, and you guys have heard me say this before, I'll have everyone and I'll tell them, I'll be like, raise your hand, okay? If you are not required by the state to take this 16-hour course, if you would not be here, raise your hand.
Yeah.
And then
Get the hell out.
Class raise their hand saying that they wouldn't be here. And then I tell them, statistically speaking, if you are the one that presses the trigger, you are either one, more likely to be dead, or in jail because you thought you were ready.
And someone's next husband or wife in jail. Don't forget that part.
So.
Yep. All right.
Somebody gonna bite that pillow.
Boy, let me tell you. All right, we got 2 more parts. Point out any witnesses. I want to see where he's going with this. And then we got the last part, request an attorney, which we know what that is. Here we go.
63, the murder of Kitty Genovese in New York City, where something on the order of 40 people heard that young woman in the street screaming, "Help, help, he's stabbing me." And none of them, until well after it was too late, even picked up a phone to call the police. The Kitty Genovese case became a byword for urban anomie, for the "I don't want to get involved" syndrome. And it didn't end in 1963, it happens now. You want those witnesses pointed out so their testimony, presuming that they'll tell the truth, is going to be preserved. Having pointed out the witnesses and all that, you're going to be barraged with questions. Once you start going down that rabbit hole, you'll find out where the advice "never talk to the police" came from. For one thing, the officers, the investigators, are going to ask you questions in the order in which those questions occurred to them. And your answering in that sequence creates a false illusion of you establishing a time frame that things happen in this sequence, this sequence, this sequence. When you later try to explain the actual sequence of events, it sounds as if you're contradicting yourself, and they can make you look like a liar. You can expect to be asked questions like, "How many shots did you fire?" I have been debriefing gunfight survivors since the early 1970s, and I can still count on my fingers the number who kept count of their shots accurately when it went beyond, say, 4 or 5. Ammunition inventory control is very low on the mind's list of priorities when you're fighting for your life.
Correct.
They'll ask, how close was he, or how tall was he, or how big was his knife or his gun. Tunnel vision occurs in a significant majority of people involved in this sort of encounter. And one effect of tunnel vision is it creates the literal optical illusion of the opponent and his weapon being larger than they are and closer than they are. If your opponent looked 6'6" when you fired, and you said he was 6'6", and it turns out he was only average height like me, it looks to people who've never been in that kind of condition right crisis as if you're a liar. But hear me on this. The real reason that everyone is told never talk to the police, the advice comes primarily from defense lawyers. Who do they defend? Well, if you work in the criminal justice system as an attorney on either side or as a law enforcement officer, you know that the vast majority of the accused, the arrested, are in fact guilty, either guilty as charged or guilty as a lesser included offense. What could the attorney tell that typical client to say that wouldn't either be a lie that destroys his credibility, guarantees his conviction, and may add a charge of perjury, and even open that attorney to a charge of subornation of perjury, the implication that he knew the man was going to lie and still put him on the stand, which is a Class 4 felony itself where I come from and would cost that attorney his license to practice law. So, of course, they tell them never talk to the police. You may have seen, and if you haven't, you should see, the viral video, "Never Talk to the Police," by a law professor from Virginia. It sounds authoritative. Hey, a professor of law told me never talk to the police. Watch it again. Take notes. Notice how many of those cases where the guy talked to the police and went to prison, the guy was, in fact, guilty. So if you're guilty, I'd say, yeah, don't talk to the police. Talk to your attorney. Don't talk to the police unless you're willing to give up an even bigger, guiltier criminal and a plea bargain for a good deal with the cops and the prosecutor. If you have not established from the beginning what evidence to look for, that evidence may be lost forever. If you have not pointed out the witnesses whose testimony...
I gotta stop him here. That is perhaps the dumbest fucking thing I have heard him spit out of his... Don't get me wrong. He was saying some great shit before he got to that video with that guy. And I know who he's talking about, the defense attorney. That was an outstanding video.
Yeah.
Never mind whether they were actually guilty or not. This is about protecting your rights, especially in this day and age where the heavily politicized situations, you could find yourself going to jail. You could find yourself getting convicted. You may not get justice until the appellate process. And to sit here and say if you're not guilty,
just talk.
Just talk. Are you fucking serious?
You mean people talk themselves into jail?
And then the irony of this is that this man, Masaad, damn it, are you losing it? Are you freaking losing it? You used to be a police officer, if he already still is. One of the first things that police officers do when they get in a use of force situation, they ask for their union representative. And there is a case called Garrity versus New Jersey. If I was still in internal affairs and I wanted to I wanted to force the testimony of an officer, I would have to give them a Garrity warning that if you don't say something to me, then you will lose your job. And so that testimony would be forced out of the officer under duress of them losing their job. But what's the problem with forced confessions? It violates the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution because no person shall be compelled to be a witness against themselves in a criminal trial. So the only way I could force a conversation is if I know, in fact, we are not going to be forwarding this case to the state's attorney for further review for criminal charges. I can't believe.
I'm trying to figure out why we got to worry about pointing out exact witnesses when everybody with a cell phone is going to tell you what the hell happened. Because they're going to post it on social media for you right then and there. Or, I don't know. Like I said, it's just, I think making this overcomplicated is my issue with the whole video. I feel like he's overcomplicating this about the whole 5-step thing because in my personal opinion, you saying that you're willing to cooperate with the investigation, why is that not part of 5? Wouldn't my lawyer articulate that I'm going to be, that I'm okay with participating with the investigation? Wouldn't point out witnesses and evidence be 1 step 2? I'm like, dude, and like I said, I hate that first term, the active dynamic. Dude, stop it. I'm not telling you shit. I'm not going to drop down on myself. Here's my name. Here's my phone number. Here's my driver's license. Here's my concealed carry card. Yo, after this, I'm not answering another question. I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights and would like to speak to my attorney or an attorney to further help this investigation. Now, if that good verbiage, I don't know. You want to keep talking to me? I've been through a very stressful encounter and I would like to seek medical attention. If they want to jump in the ambulance with you, get an IV. Now I'm under the influence. You can't talk to me no more. Well, there's only saline. I don't know how saline affects me. I feel woozy.
Michelle said it. Watching A&Es accused, guilty or innocent has examples of people that have talked themselves into prison. Whether you agree with what happened to Ahmaud Arbery, Travis McMichael, and Gregory McMichael, I'm telling you, Travis and Gregory McMichael talked themselves into their own conviction. Both of them were former law enforcement officers, and they thought the good old boy system, right? I've worked with these guys before. I live in this area. We're all the same. And they are just blabbering off at the mouth into that body camera. You are not testifying and speaking to just the officer. You are speaking to that independent witness that you heard the prosecutor say it herself from their own mouths. And they were extremely descriptive. They literally did everything Masaad Ayoob said, and that was the best evidence the state of Georgia used against them to convict them. This is not about whether it's right or wrong. I'm just talking about the facts of the case from the prosecutor's own mouth.
Yep. Like who's old enough to remember radio stations when it was like, what's the phrase that pays? You know what's the phrase that pays for that McMichael case? We would trap them like a rat. That phrase right there, we trapped him like a rat. That was the phrase that pays. Now get your ass in jail.
I'm telling you.
And then you have the confidence and audacity. And I'm going to call it what it is. You, in your mind, was so privileged. And don't get it twisted. Privilege ain't got no skin tone. Y'all just keep playing games. Every month, every individual group has a privilege. I got privilege hit today. I got privilege hit today so bad that I actually said it out loud. Oh, your privilege is showing. Because I'm in a black suit with a white shirt and a black tie, standing next to a valet, waiting to get my car. This woman walked up to me and said, "Hey, I reserved my parking online. This is my vehicle over there." And I asked her, I said, "Hey, you must never been to this place before, have you?" "Oh, I've been here multiple times." "Then you would know the people here don't wear suits." All they do from time to time, your privilege is showing because you're lying. You could have just easily apologized, but you lied. McMichael, instead of taking an attorney, instead of waiting 48 hours, instead of doing everything that is preached in most concealed carry classes, your privilege, I'm a cop and I'm talking to other cops. Excuse me. I'm a former cop talking to other cops. Your privilege is showing because there's no reason why you should have waited not 1 hour, not 30 minutes, not 1 hour. You waited 2 hours after shooting somebody to go talk to the cops? Bruh, your privilege is showing. Because I'm going to tell you like this. Mike already said it. What do you think? Who do you think is the best people to talk to about not talking to cops?
Boy.
People from the hood.
Boy.
Why? Because we know we don't have privilege.
Man.
Who else knows this? Educated people who understand the law. John, I don't know if John from the hood, but John got enough street smarts and common damn sense to, I don't know, shut the hell up for the next 48 hours.
51st and Oakley.
Rest of my case, he is from the hood then. So, again, I hate this. Matter of fact, think about this. And I didn't even know that right now because think about this one concept. The 3 instructors that are talking to you right now all came from the hood.
I'm in the hood
all
right
came
now.
from the hood.
Oh
so not only do we have what we like to call.
Oh, I'm fine with it, John Wick. Matter of fact, block John Wick Wayne. Matter of fact, I got him.
Not only do we have.
I'm going to sit there and say first and last live. Motherfucker, you gone. Hold on, Marquise. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Let me tell you all something. First of all, please, thank you for your followership. Thank you for your subscribership. I love it. Don't get it motherfucking twisted. If you're going to stay on the goddamn topic, and that's what the fuck we going to talk about. If you sit here and think you're going to bring politics into this shit and disrespect my motherfucking moderator, you got another motherfucking thing coming. I don't fucking need your subscribership. You must have forgot who the fuck page you on. You better watch your fucking self in my motherfucking page. You understand me? Most rickety goddamn tick. We now continue with our regularly scheduled programming.
You forgot the knife hand.
Oh,
Today.
Yeah. But like I said, so you got 3 people from the hood. But again, we have street smarts and book smarts. So don't get it misunderstood that we finna get caught slipping just because we have degrees and backgrounds in education. We still got street smarts enough to realize that situational awareness is your biggest tool and your biggest weapon against anything. But again, privilege or the need to run your mouth can get you in trouble. It really can. I do not agree with that man talking about you need to be as descriptive as possible on what happened and why you did shit with who. And again, I have maximum, I'm going to say it again, and it's recorded. I have maximum respect for Masaad Ayoob.
Oh, hell yeah.
But your privilege is showing.
Boy,
your privilege is showing because you want to be that talkative.
Boy,
you relying on the fact that you have a history, a background, and as some of these some of the comments have showed, you have respect in the community. That's what you going with. The average person don't have that. That's why we tell people to close your mouth and get an attorney, because you don't have that same thing. You don't have the same thing that most people have. Like most people, like for example, if Tim Kennedy was involved in a shooting today,
yeah,
versus if John was involved in a shooting today, that's two different people. Two different people, and one of the two people I mentioned, has a full privilege. Former Navy SEAL, correct? Was
who are you talking about?
Kennedy?
No, he was
SF.
Special Forces. You got T-shirts, you got dialogue, you got training thing, you got the whole nine. There's not a person in this world that don't know Tim Kennedy. But I put money that the conversation with Tim Kennedy versus talking to John is two different conversations. Two different conversations if they were involved in shootings.
Yep.
That's why, again, what we say is not for any specific class of people.
Yeah.
It's for people.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all that is. And the thing is, yeah, I met Masaad. I still got his class notes. I'm trying to go to Force Science. You know, I'll sit in the class with Masaad all day, but I just can't agree with this because, you know, the hood experience, and it's a difference between where he was the police at, you know, and then being on active homicide scenes where it's so much chaos going on. If you think there's chaos in a homicide in a town that doesn't normally get homicides, and you got bystanders and people like that, it's not going to be that simple to sit there and just listen. Demetrius, he saw the shit. You're going to die. As soon as you tell that Demetrius saw that shit, all of a sudden you done. You are fucking done. You might get
I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Yeah. All you got to do is watch people like Crime Chaser. I ain't going to shout his name out. No need. Crime Chaser on Facebook or Chicago Crime Chaser. When they go, you see what I'm saying? See how hectic stuff is. It's not the same. And I'm saying Masaad's got a lot of great content. So y'all go follow Masaad. Look at some of his old work, new work, present work. Shouts out to the man.
His classes are phenomenal.
Yeah. He's a wealth of knowledge. Shit. But guess what? All instructors don't agree with each other all the time.
And I believe all of us are Elite members. And I know we'd have been to the conference. I know I have. I know Marquise has. Yeah. John, I believe you've been. Yeah, we've all. And Masaad presents.
I got many certifications from ILETA.
Man, I'm telling you, Masaad presents, and Marquise got a picture when
Masaad's going to the Israel range,
right? And then you know what I'm saying.
He's staying at the Israel range,
right? Yeah.
And Tim Kennedy will be at Aurora.
Yeah, we see how much that class is though.
They're already sold out.
You see how much that class was, though?
Oh, yeah. Both of them.
Yeah.
With all due respect,
you do.
Unless I'm going to go twerk, I'm not going to pay that type of money for no class.
Speaking of twerks. Okay, let me stop. All right. So that's all. I mean, I don't want to keep. You said which classes? You said which classes have you taken from Mass? Dude, I gotta go get the fucking notes.
Mag 20, Mag 40, and what was the next one after that? Mag 80? Mag 80.
I sat on panels just to listen to him talk.
Yes. Yes, and he does a panel about the use of force. Yeah, he does a panel on the use of force. That was one of the first classes that I attended, and my notes are in my office. I still got them. And I attended ILETA. The last ILETA conference I went to was 2017. I hadn't been back.
Damn.
Yeah, I haven't been back. I'm going to next year's conference. Yeah, it's in St. Louis. I drove there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get back in. It's just trying to get stuff done is harder, only based on the fact that now I'm doing more stuff on the security side of the house. So it's like
I see you out there. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so, those were like 12-hour days.
Yeah. All right. So Christy, if you could drop the StreamYard or at least pin the StreamYard link. I don't know if you might have access to that. I'll drop the link. If anybody wants to come up and you got a cam up and ask a question or whatnot, I'll open it to that. Anything relative on the topic of like talking to the police and what are some best practices and some scenarios. I don't mind. That's okay. I don't mind dropping the link. Go ahead.
And I keep thinking about the video. So okay, so like for example,
it's
something I teach my students. We call it the 4C checklist, which we're talking about cover, communication, combat breathing, and condition.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about cover, okay, so I'm about to be involved or I'm involved in a shooting. What do I really want first before I even draw this gun? I want some cover.
Yeah.
Say some type of barrier of some sort.
Right. I need something for that. Communication. You know, do I have the ability to use my cell phone to call for help, get the cops, do whatever I have to do? You know, something like that. Combat breathing. I want to make sure that I'm ensuring that I'm taking deep breaths while I'm engaged in this, because now you're looking at the fact that most people will be holding their breath, their eyes constrict, and damn near pass out because they're not understanding what the hell is going on. And condition, what's the condition of your firearm? What's the condition of your mind? Hell, this is something that criminals don't do that good guys do. Are you okay? Was anyone hurt? Did you get shot? Man, did you see this? I'm communicating and I want to know the condition of the people around me. Criminals wouldn't care about that. Imagine that being recorded. You just shot someone, and in the process, someone's recording you asking if everyone else is okay. You know, that's something that doesn't happen at all in most videos. No one talks about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it has to be taught, just like teaching someone how to drop a cell phone by giving them a cell phone. I'm serious about that stuff. Please, I'm finna dial for $1,000 device because I don't want to drop it on the ground. I will field goal punt this son bitch and use their cell phone to call the cops.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to touch the body because technically that's transference. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Low cards evidence. Somebody got feedback. Yeah, somebody got okay. Locart's principle of evidence: for everything you touch, you take something with, leave something behind. Okay. All right. Deep South, what's going on?
Hey guys, I just had a question. I subscribe to one of those like CCW Safe services. What do you guys think about those?
I love CCW Safe, and I'm gonna tell you one of the reasons why I love it. I like the fact that there is comparison between USCCA and CCW Safe. In fact, I have USCCA's policy right here. I got their policy right here. USCCA is insurance. CCW Safe is a service provider. They actually provide the services to help you attain counsel. There's a bunch of different things that they do. I like the fact that they don't necessarily get into the case. And here's the reason why I like that. If you sit there and tell someone who's vetting whether or not you qualify to receive their services, guess what that makes them? Subpoena. They're able to be subpoenaed. They can't claim privilege under attorney work client product. And that means whatever you told them
cannot be used against you.
It can be used against you. So that's why I like CCW Safe. And I spoke to Don West, who is National Trial Counsel for CCW Safe. When you talk to Don West only wants, and he is an attorney. So you're not talking to a customer service rep. You're talking to an attorney. Right? And he can cite attorney-client. But the other people you may talk to telling them they can't cite attorney-client or attorney work product privilege. So that's why I like CCW Safe.
No matter what, you need to have some type of insurance.
Yeah. Shit's
that is definitely, I can probably say that's definitely what me and Marquise would say at the moment. You definitely want some type of insurance.
Thank you for coming up.
EDC
South.
Yeah, EDC. Down South EDC. Go ahead. Charles, what's up next? What's up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's good to see y'all.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I think with Masaad's video, I know he means well, but one of the things you guys talked about is privilege, and it also depends on what state you're in and the laws of that state. I'm from New York City, so you already know what it is. And I just moved to Jersey, so you know what it is. So I'm not saying much.
You said I'm sorry.
It's as simple as there was an incident, there was a shooting. You need one ambulance for yourself, and depending on how many bodies on the ground, that's how many ambulances extra you need. You call your insurance company after you hang up with 911, and you listen to their instructions. You shut the hell up. Simple as that. Less is more.
Attorney.
After you talk to your attorney.
Well, here's the reason why I say after you invoke your attorney, because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they arrive,
right,
you tell them you want to invoke your Fifth Amendment right.
Well, here's this, and I know Marquise and John and I and anyone in the service remember, whether or not you attended SEER school, which is a survival, evasion, resistance, and escape, there were 4 things that we were taught from boot camp, basic, whatever the case may be: name, rank, serial number, which is social, unit of assignment. Those are the 4 things you're given when you're in a situation where you have been taken prisoner of war. Right? I've been the victim of a crime. I need medical attention. I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. I want my lawyer. It costs you nothing to say this. Easy to say it under stress. And if you practice it, you invoke those 4 things. That's it. I've been the victim of a crime. I need medical attention. I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. I want my lawyer. And here's the reason why. Salinas versus Texas is another United States Supreme Court case. Your silence can be used as an indication of guilt against you. You have to activate your legal be quiet.
That's
not
correct.
just being quiet, activating your legal be quiet.
It's true.
Hey, Nita Boo. Hey.
Hold on.
We grew up together. I ain't seen you in forever. Sorry. Yeah, I had a flashback.
Yo, Mike, can you hear me?
Yes. What's up, man?
What's up, man? So yeah, hello, John. Hello, Marquise, gentlemen.
You've been on
I just
the
want to
panel.
say this real quick because I gotta get on. I gotta go work in the morning.
Yeah.
When you are involved in a shooting, you are a fucking suspect, and you got to act like it. Okay, that's just it. And see, Mike. See, this is why I don't agree with a lot of these guys that are influencers and because see, they don't operate the same theater that we do. They're not living in Chicago. They're not living in New York. They're most likely living in some cushy Republican stronghold I'm actually envious of them. You know what I'm saying? Their threat level is not the same, and they police don't conduct themselves in the same manner.
100%.
So we have to. I don't know, like, because one of my next podcasts is going to be like, because I saw a video where a special forces guy said he doesn't carry a special magazine. He don't see no reason why anyone should. And this motherfucker been in Afghanistan several times. And how you going to tell us that? You see, look where you live at. You don't live in Chicago. You feeling me? Your threat level is not the same. You living in some nice, cushy suburb where you might get a meth head. We got carjackers, home invaders, gangbangers, you name it. King Kong, Godzilla, goddamn it, Slammer from the Ghostbusters. We got every fucking
So I got a question though. What was his definition of a special magazine?
No, I said he doesn't need. He's a special forces operator, and he doesn't see the need to carry an extra magazine.
I mean,
he doesn't. He spare magazines, extra, whatever you want to call it.
Right, but shit, if you walking around with a 27-round magazine, I guess you wouldn't find a reason, right?
Yeah, that's
no,
what
he just had he had a SIG P3. Don't get me the line on the fucking
365.
It was a micro one. Yeah, it was the compact.
I think those were 15 and 1
piece.
Yeah, so it's a 15 and 1. Okay.
Well, the regular one, I think, is 10 plus 1.
No, I'm in Jersey. It's 10. It's 10. In Jersey, it's 10.
Well,
but
the 365 is a 10 plus 1. If you got the first version, then you could have got a 12-round mag for it. Right. And when they came out with the XL, they made a 15-round mag.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put the 15-round mag in the XL or the original P365, and they give you the adapter to where it takes up the space that's missing from the mag extension itself.
Yeah, and the thing is, all military members, we look at stuff differently. The way we was raised in the Marine Corps was 1 equals none, 2 equals 1. If you don't feel the need to carry extra mag, that's fine. But I feel like this. Is it a need to learn how to swim when you live in the middle of America?
You probably want to, even though you live in the middle of America.
Exactly. Shit, it's a skill you can use, and if you use it, you great. If not, then swim on if you can't swim. But my thing is that I don't judge people by the fact that they like, man, I don't need no extra mag, and I don't see what no one else needs. That's the problem with America now. Stop worrying about what everybody else need. If that dude say he need 13, 100%. In my mind, he should just shut the hell up and focus on himself.
Yeah.
Don't speak for everybody else. And that's the problem.
Absolutely.
And that's the way I kind of go ahead.
The problem is with a lot of instructors that I'm finding out is they speak in absolutes, and that's always
there it goes.
So, me and Mike just recorded my first podcast, and we touched on some of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's you can't speak always absolute because that it almost makes you an idiot, because that means that you know everything and you're not willing to learn more. You know what I mean? So like, I'm actually very disappointed in Masaad Ayoob, that video I just seen with y'all. I was like, what the fuck is he? What did he come up? Is he just searching for content now? Like, I mean, what the fuck was that? That was so wrong.
It was 7 months ago, and I'm still kind of stuck. Like, how? What was going on? And like when Mike sent it to me, I was like, damn, what was going on in January when he did that video? Because it made me think either A, what was going on in January of 2022 or December of 2021 that would make him make that video with those type of things. But like I said, that's privilege. And again, I love Masaad Ayoob. I think he's an amazing guy, but he is speaking from privilege. He's not, and again, I'm sorry. Privilege has no skin tone.
It don't.
But there is not a person who was born and raised in the hood that is going to spit a lyric to a cop.
Hell no.
What's up, Al?
Oh.
Not even that, Marquise. Like
In regards-
I got cop friends, and I've told them, look, the chances of if I get into some shit, the chances of you showing up is very slim. But let's just think that you do. Our friendship out the window. You're not my fucking friend. Because you got a fucking job to do, and that body camera is rolling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you shit.
Yeah. Right.
Can you please find me? Can I please call my lawyer? And that's all I'm saying.
Like real quick, let's not be funny. One of the number one jokes. Huh? You said someone got shot? What?
Charles, what happened?
Oh, my mic on. My bad. No, I'm in New York City. So you got these people rolling around here and they're getting close to my van. And so a lot of times they don't see me in the van because I'm black. I'm black. Like I'm so black, I turn all the lights on so you can see a part of my shadow.
Just smile real hard. That works.
Yeah, no, no, because then it's like it's assault. Because I just finished eating and
understood.
Yeah,
but
you got these people, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, so one of the number one running jokes, I would say, from the 90s up until now, from almost every comedian, was
"You good, Charles?"
About a comedian going to jail, and then they call their buddy to say, "Hey, come get me out." And the first thing they say is, "Hey, man, what'd you do?"
Yeah,
that's the running joke of almost all comedians from the 90s up until now about how they won't call their friends because they asked them the stupid ass question of what they did on a recorded line.
Right.
So again, that's why I'm like, I don't get certain concepts, and I respect people's opinion. I respect what they gotta say. I just don't have to agree with it because it doesn't make sense to me. And like I said, it's just about your walk of life. It's about your experiences. That's why, I'm starting to do more videos. I'm starting to record because I'm like, okay, maybe another perspective is what's necessary, because I would never tell anyone when you call the cops, let them know as much information as possible on a recorded line.
No.
When
That's
biblically, and I say biblically on purpose, it says you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you who works for the state. No, we not about that talking life, man. I'm sorry.
I got you. I got you, Charles. I went on ahead and turned off.
Yeah,
Joe,
you got. And you know what? And I want to say one more thing, take into account.
You're good, Joe.
So right here in Chicago. So I don't know if any of y'all have ever been down to the OEMC 911 center, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, somebody gets into a shooting, right? The shot spotter goes off, right? A 911 call is made. Before that 911 call is made, if there's a camera nearby, that camera is automatically turning into the direction of the shots. So if your goofy ass standing outside talking to the police, telling them every fucking thing that's happening, guess what? That camera's also filming you.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that's going to be used in court if you have to go to court if your shooting was determined to be shaky. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if the Cook County DA, the shooting team, decide to charge you, they're going to use that pod camera footage as well. And you might be in a situation where the camera's actually pointed in the direction of the shooting. Okay? But the worst case scenario is like, well, I would say the worst, whatever you want to call it, that the camera's pointing the east and the shots was in the west, it automatically turns to the west and it'll pick up whatever the aftermath. But all those things are corroborated together. So like the dispatcher, they can be looking at that video while they're sending units to that scene. All of that shit is evidence. Mm-hmm. So shut up if you get into some shit. For everybody watching, like Mike said, like Marquis said, like John said, ask for your lawyer, and that is that. Evidence is not your business. You are not a forensic scientist. None of that shit matters, okay? Let a motherfucker trample through it. Who gives a shit? You shut the fuck up until you get to your lawyer, you get the appropriate counsel, then you tell your side of the story, you know, when you back.
So what you're saying is don't grab a pencil or pen and then like pick up a shell casing and put it inside of a Ziploc bag that you carry on your body the whole time.
Absolutely.
And then you got some liquid, you got some liquid paraffin you're gonna spray on your own hand to prove you've had gunshot residue, and then get some luminol.
Right.
And a black light.
Oh Lord.
You don't want to do none of that shit. Now they're gonna be saying you tamper with evidence.
Right. But then you gotta have the music in the background while you're doing all this, because remember you just shot somebody. So now you got what you need to do is carry a pen, right? That you need to just dig in perfectly to get the shell casing and wiggle it. Because again, television, they wiggle it. They
do wiggle it.
They gotta wiggle it, right? And then you grab your little Ziploc bag that you just had your sandwich in with your DNA, and you shake it out real good, okay? You drop it inside the bag, and then you make sure the music is playing in the background. If the music's not playing in the background, it's not real forensics, and you're not doing the right thing. I'm just saying.
Right, absolutely.
Hey, and legit, if you guys think that we're lying, come to my office, Guardian Concepts office, on September 27th at 7 p.m., and you can talk to a criminal defense attorney yourself and see what he tells you. Legit, see what he tells you.
I would love to hear from him because I've never talked to a pro-gun defense attorney.
Dave is awesome.
Shit, then what are they? If they're not a pro-gun defense attorney, what type of defense attorney are they?
Man, they just ones who just don't give a fuck. They just defend you just because, but they really don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's only once. This is my experience. That's just my experience, you know.
Understood. We've been letting Rashid sit right this whole time.
I'll say, Rashid, what do you got to say, bud?
So basically, I think this whole thing stems from the idea that everyone thinks that they're innocent until proven guilty, but all of this says is that you're guilty until proven innocent, which is another reason why you shouldn't say anything. I learned my lesson the hard way. I'm from California, unfortunately, and
sorry, man.
Thank you. I actually moved, so we're out of there. But I have one of my best friends' mom is a cop, and so my dad went to high school with people who became cops, and some of my uncles were cops, and so it became sort of, I guess, the norm to not want to not say anything, like everybody else. I realize that that's that's what I'm looking for, a commonality in society, which is why when you don't do certain things like provide your identification in certain circumstances or answer certain questions, or when you even say, hey, I would like to invoke the Fifth Amendment, they question it as if, well, if you're not guilty, then you should be able to talk to me. It's that particular type of
manipulation.
Commonality is what's provided the idea that everybody is trying to hide something.
Well, and I'll jump in real quick. One of the reasons why they do that as well is it's called creative interrogation techniques. Police officers' job is to get you to talk. Plain and simple. Psychological warfare. They are to get inside your head and they figure you out as a person, and they figure out, are you the type of person I need to sympathize with, or do I need to go hard, you know what I mean, threats, and you'll break that way? Because they're going to look at demographics, your color, where you live, where you're from, how old you are. All those things come into play. You can call it what you want, but it all comes into play. Someone who grew up out in the sticks, you know what I mean, and versus someone who grew up in the hood, someone who grew up in the sticks, I'm going to have to try and sympathize with them. You know what I mean? Let them think that I agree with what happened. Whereas someone from the hood, you know what I mean, I'm going to have to try hard threats, but someone from the hood, hard threats, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I my ideas of that, of being more than willing to provide information, probably changed in about two different ways. One of them was I was able to provide a particular service to some new officers. So the local police department asked us to help with one of their drunk labs or drink labs to help new officers identify what it looks like to be intoxicated, and then to do all the field sobriety tests. So I was able to help out with that. It was great. But it came to realization that everything that's done is for evidence gathering purposes, and that's it. You know, and then you look at it when you see certain interactions. You realize all of it is leading questions or asking for certain things for evidence gathering. It's never, oh, well, let me just get you on your way. It's, what else can I try to find here? Or let me go see what that says. Maybe I can find something in the penal code, you know? So I realize a lot of things are evidence gathering, which is another reason why it's imperative not to say certain things, simply because you might say one word that can misconstrue everything, and you really didn't intend it to be that way.
Frazier versus Cup, 394 U.S. 731. It's a 1969 Supreme Court case. Police deception does not automatically constitute misconduct. Doesn't automatically constitute. Oh, that got Chris Rock into trouble. Oh, all right.
Yeah, but I think it comes down to a slippery slope, whether or not you want to be more than forthcoming to provide the appearance that you're not guilty, but also being a really good candidate for finding yourself in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
Well, and that's going to go to the fact, and I know we've all said this before, if you're going to walk around carrying a gun, it should be for one reason. You're not carrying a gun not to go to jail. You're carrying a gun not to be in a pine box.
And because you're a badass.
Plain and simple. You know what I mean? The whole goal is that you're not going to end up dead. Because no matter what, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
And none of that shit means anything. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's going to be an investigation. So you're going to go sit in the police station, depending on if you have insurance or not, if you have money or not. It's going to depend on whether you're actually sitting in jail for that time being, which is why we recommend insurance, because most of us have worked pretty goddamn hard for the money that we've saved up.
And twerking is hard work.
And I'm sorry to say, I'm not going to jack my money off.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Well, you did get married, bro. So, I mean, sometimes.
That's it. Sometimes you got to. This moment has been sponsored by Vagisil.
Fucking Marquis.
OnlyFans, you know, it's kind of working.
So, I would say it was sponsored by, what do you call that? Isotoners.
Ice cream.
You need to keep your hands nice and warm because you're about to be by yourself inside the dorm. Isotoners. Warm gloves.
Douche. All right. Oh, shit.
When your woman's been lying and you've been trying, so eventually she might be dead. Isotoners.
That went over well. All right, so this has been a great live. Yeah. Any final thoughts, Marquise? Thank you for coming up, Rashid. Always welcome to come back.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts before we check out? It's been a great live.
Oh, definitely. Like, you know, just keep, you know what I'm saying, learning and educating people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got, you know, some great educators on this platform tonight. Keep learning from them because them guys is continuously getting information. And, you know, like I tell you, most instructors give a fuck because y'all just literally gave out $1,000 worth of free game tonight. Y'all literally could have charged motherfuckers for the shit that y'all told people tonight. So you guys care. And I love you.
Oh,
Thank you, brother. We love you too.
Shout out to the podcast, man. Hey, you must check out Mike OnlyFans. Listen.
Wow, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Are you at that point now in your life?
This is the time.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. I can't say come and take it.
Mike
that doesn't go.
Right. It said come and take it.
Episode.
He has an OnlyFans.
Oh, God.
Episode 1 of...
And he said come and take it.
No, that's bad.
Oh, yeah, before I go.
Mike has a spicy accountant page.
Before I go, episode 1 of New Gun City is coming soon with Mike Brown, and the topic is 16 hours just enough to get you killed.
Oh, New Gun City, I like that.
Oh, look at that.
That's my new shit, man. So it's coming soon, man. It just coming. I gotta get
Scott's in the Moog.
You know, so I'll be getting it all in place. Marquise and John, I hope to have y'all on the show too one day.
I got warrants. I can't be on television.
That's fucked up. Well, you know, you can at least, you know what I'm saying, be on the, you know, just the audio part.
I got this shirt from
Distorted
Texas.
audio.
This isn't my real face. I superimposed another face on here.
Right. Yeah, like put like a black bar across my face, and every night I'm gonna go.
Scott's in the Moog. Scott's in the Moog.
For real? Who's in Mogadishu?
Scott said thanks.
Scott, that's what I said. He's in the Moog.
He said good morning. Shit, it's night here. Yeah.
Well, yes, it's good
They're
morning
16
for him.
hours ahead, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, they're not 16.
12?
That's close. They're 10 to 12.
All right.
Yeah.
Good guy audience. I know I saw you in the back. We're closing out the back channel. So hopefully you come back next Wednesday. And then you said it's 0615 local. Damn.
So 8 hours ahead.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, you be safe over there. For sure. Be safe over there. Damn. Is it still? Why?
Wait, how the hell is that 8 hours and 9 minutes?
Hey.
He might have just rounded up.
Yeah. Nudes are back. Oh.
And it's the best adulting site for Mike's OnlyFans.
Oh, come and take it. That's bad. All right.
I knew it. This is why Mike has been getting all these nudie people. It's because of his OF account.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
Wait.
It's starting to tie together. It's legit starting to tie together.
How do you prepare for expressway shootings?
I don't know.
By paying attention and not driving close bumper to bumper to people.
Yeah.
Always make sure that you can. I always tell people when you drive, because I know when we used to do it for security driving, we did caravans, or what do you want to call what do you call them? I'm tired as hell. So what is it called? Convoys. Thank you. Yeah. When we used to do convoys, that the back of the car in front of me, I want to see the back of their tires on my hood. That's how we used to drive, and that's the way I drive to this day. I don't ride bumper to bumper to anybody. I don't believe in it. So how do I prepare for expressway shootings? By paying attention to the road and being ready to drive off that expressway as fast as possible.
Mario Andretti style.
Hell yeah. Well, I got an SUV, so more like Mad Max style.
Yeah.
I'm running over everything.
Oh, I mean, I'm rolling in the truck. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You off the ground, too.
I'll say I'll run the shit out this truck.
Yeah. Pothole, baby. Don't worry about it. It's screaming.
Speed bump is gonna be the vehicle.
Yeah.
That is true. Chrissy spotted that you do look tired. Marquise is like what I usually look like right now, and that's okay. Yeah. I gotta get something to eat too as soon as I'm done with that.
Damn, I haven't eaten yet either. Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Damn, so that's actually a first. Thank you for pointing that out, Christy. Appreciate you on that one.
Well, it's been a great show. It really has. Again, there's gonna be some more people because the summertime people just been going out and just having fun. So that's why the kind of show has kind of been fluctuating and stuff. But we're back at it again every Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Thank you, CC. Jeremy.
Hold up. JFB, did you call the cops?
Wait, what the fuck just happened?
He said
JFB
that
had a gun pulled on him on 94.
Oh, JFB, why didn't you say what's up, man? Well,
yeah.
he's here. So he ain't died.
Did you contact 50?
Jacob, yes, sir.
911 instantly, and they came and responded. You gave a vehicle description and all that good stuff.
We miss you, Jacob, for sure. Yeah. We're just trying to see what's up with JFB. State troopers were already on them. Okay.
Good job. Yeah. Hey, but hold on. JFB, to help us out, are you a concealed carrier?
Whew. Rob, yeah, I'll give you a call in the morning. I'm not doing anything in the morning, so I'll give you a call. I mean, I am, but not where I can't call you. Rob, man, rest up well, man. No, rest up well. Heal well. Rest up sounds.
See? Okay, so I'm glad JFB. I'm glad JFB responded to that. So I want y'all to understand JFB's example. He had a person point a gun at him while driving on the I-94, and as a concealed carrier, stopped what he was doing and called the cops. What did he do? Lower the window and start pointing his gun back. That's the common sense shit that we try to invoke in people. Just because you got it don't mean you need to use it. It doesn't mean you need to point it. It doesn't mean you need to show it. JFB is a prime example, and he took Mike's class. So obviously something Mike said triggered in him not to be a dumbass and try to point a gun at a car that just threatened him. But these are the examples we talk about every week about being smarter because you own and carry a gun, not being a dumbass and trying to point the gun at someone because you had it. And JFB, I'm going to say it, hey, good job. Good job, JFB. I'm glad you did that and didn't do the dumb shit.
JFB, how many people in the class can't wait to shoot like that? That's the best time of the class. So when do we get to shoot? I'm not going to tell you when you get to shoot. You're going to know when it's time to shoot. I don't really need to, I don't need to tell you about that. I need to tell you when not to shoot because y'all can't wait to do it. Come on, man.
Yep.
All right, y'all, we're going to cut out so y'all can go ahead and get some sleep. Y'all hung with us. John said, I'm going to come in for a little bit. He hung the entire time. That's what I'm talking about, the awesome value that you all get in this. I really hope you all come back. We really hope you all come back. We've been at this show for, it's been over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been over a year, and we've been consistently coming back, and you all have been coming back too, and we appreciate you all. The information has been ticking across the screen regarding our classes and regarding taking our classes and stuff like that. So until next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are going on there. This is Chicago with Season Service Survival. Don't you do it. Friends here. Y'all,
because you have to understand that self-defense is a serious business. We do carry forces, advanced forces. Make a difference.
One of the tactics that would increase or decrease
in the two-way community.
All right, y'all introduce this.
Let's go. Okay. Give him 100.
Johnny
You already know what it is. We do this.
I saw that, and I've done my share. I'm about to put yours up here too. Look at this. My comment is, I want stadium